The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, Earnestly Speaking podcast. Let's get it. I'm a giant in New York, in Miami carry heat. So much more in store, my product can flood the street. Opinion Nation Godfather, CEO. Puff in the late 90s, gon' see me blow. Oh. Got my hustle on, no imitation of that. Army of untouchables, Opinion Nation staff. Never an off-season, homie, check the numbers. Heartthrob in my own right, supplying southern comfort. Earnestly speaking, my ego is well fed. Earnestly speaking, you're too evil and no threat. See, I'm like a hurricane, you're a mild breeze. Earnestly speaking, leaving Eli a dynasty. Shake!
Earnestly podcast coming to you actually a day early for this segment here, for good reasons though, because we got a lot going on in the podcast this week. Of course, the Degenerate list. Normally we record this on Wednesday nights, going to Thursdays for the Thursday show, but we're recording this on a Tuesday night for a special Wednesday show because the Wednesday show, which we record for Thursday, will be the NBA preview show that Zach will be back on tomorrow night. So Zach's doing double duty this week. Zachary, Degenerate.
So I'm not even gonna lie. I have been wanting to do the top 25 since the end of last season.
I know you were. I know you have. I mean,
this thing means more than being 0-5. I can care fucking less right now. I cannot wait for the top 25.
You did ask the question though on text. Is Gene Butler my top 25? You will find out tomorrow night. I ain't telling you shit until tomorrow night.
Man, I had him top 10 last year, and I felt so robbed from how he played.
Well, don't tease it, brother. Because I'm gonna say this much now for folks on this podcast. We're recording the preview show. Obviously tomorrow we're doing the preview show, and then another episode, a bonus episode too as well, where we do the top 25 players. Those will be two separate episodes. Most likely I'll drop that episode over the weekend. We'll see. But days after, but we'll have that. This episode we do here today normally for the Thursday show, but you're gonna get a bonus episode today because I love our people who follow the show. So anyway, as Zach just said, by the way, Zach is now 0-5 and 1 for the year against me. I win again. Hey, brother, it came down to last night. It came down to last night's game. We were tied going into the game.
Down to the last game.
Yeah, I had the over, you had the under. That was it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, I guess we'll talk about the trades happening today when we get to the teams that it matters to. Although, who's on bias this week? Actually, I forgot who's on bias. There's two teams on bias this week. Let me see. Look it up real quick. I think one is the Bears. The Bears are on bye this week. Yeah, the Bears and the Cowboys. Who needs it more? Easy question. Easy answer, huh?
Oh my God, the Cowboys. How do you go from being 13-4 or something last year?
12-5 for 3 straight years.
Yeah,
3 straight years.
12-5. Dude, this is atrocious.
And guess what? I'm done. You see the schedule next couple weeks, right?
Oh yeah, they're
cooked. They're cooked because in fact, the rest of the year, the two easiest games they have is the Giants again, which the way that first game went could be a toss up. Not saying it will be. Dallas will win that game, and then Carolina. That's it.
You want a player prop bet? When the Giants play the Cowboys, bet on Dexter Lawrence's sack total.
That line is really bad, dude.
I did not realize how great he was. Holy hell.
Yeah. Anyway, Dallas, the easy answer for that one. Anyway, those are the buys this week. All right, this is the game's first week 7 best bets. You guys know how we do it. Zach and I will predict whether or not each of us will predict whether we take the over-under of the game or we pick the team to win based on the spread, of course. As you guys know, I am 5-0-1 against Zach this year. I'm dominating this year. I love it. First game first. Thursday Night Football, we have the Broncos at Saints. The return of Sean Payton to New Orleans. Broncos a 1.5 point favorite. The over-under is 37, Zach.
This line makes no sense to me to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
How the Broncos are the favorite at when the Saints are at home with the weapons they have on offense makes totally no sense. A guy who threw 27 yards for 3 quarters gets to be a favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Broncos are solid though, but I mean,
give me Spencer Rattler. Give me the Saints.
I kind of see what it's going to, but I'm gonna take the over. I think the over is the best bet here. I'm not saying it's a high scoring game here, but 37 points is low enough to take a risk on that.
Oh yeah,
So I'll get the over in this one. All right.
Saints
Another
terrible.
Yeah. Let's get to another London game here. 9:30 a.m. We have the Patriots. God, this is gonna be a. Will you even watch this game? Who knows? Patriots at Jaguars. Jaguars are 5.5 point favorites. The over under is 42.5. Zach. Oh God, mimosa time.
I'm actually betting this game a lot. So I hit a parlay. I hit a Monday night single game parlay also. So I bet a little heavy already, and they are on all of my bets. Give me the Patriots plus the points.
Really?
Yes, Drake May, he wants to throw the football. I don't know what's in the head of Sunshine right now.
I thought he was fine on Sunday. Actually, to be honest, I thought the rest of the team looked like shit.
Yeah,
But same with Drake May too. Drake May, I thought when he played okay yesterday too. Also, well, Sunday rather. I mean, obviously Houston. I guess the Houston defense. I mean, all you can do.
Houston's got a good defense.
They're really good defense,
and that was truly his first career start. So
yeah, not bad actually for a first start against that team. I'm gonna go the way, man. I mean, Jaguars. Jaguars are better than the Patriots, and the Peterson stuff is getting louder. Well, you don't really hear anything about it, but you just assume that it's on a hot seat. Jaguars are better than the record, though, really honestly. And they should win this game with ease. I mean, I can't see another embarrassing performance on the road. I'll say this much: if they lose this game into New England on the road like this, he's done this week.
yeah,
There's no way Sean Conley is going to embarrass international waters 2 weeks in a row. Not happening.
$85 million a year, well spent.
Yeah. Anyway, next one here: Seahawks and Falcons. Falcons are 3-point favorites. Over under 51.5. Zach.
I'm gonna be a little chicken on this. While I like Atlanta, I'm gonna just go with the over. Every game they're in is a high scoring game. Same with Seattle. Give me the over.
That's not a bad bet though, but I think Atlanta is feeling themselves now. Honestly, I'm gonna take Atlanta win this thing outright. I told you guys, Seattle ain't good. They're not that good. I said when they're 3-0, they're frauds. I said when the Saints were 2-0, the frauds. And guess what? I'm a combined 1, 2, 4, 6-0 since those times. Give me Atlanta win this game. Atlanta's a good team. They're really a good team. They're starting to figure things out now. I thought that win against Carolina, albeit it is Carolina, but the way they came out, because that could be a weird trap game after winning the game against Tampa the week before. An emotional win against Tampa the week before. You go to pick Carolina, a team that's obviously inferior to you, but bad, but has been competitive since Andy Dalton's come to the lineup, and you win the way you did. Yeah, Atlanta. I'm seeing things in Atlanta. I'm not saying they're going to be a Super Bowl contender on that, but they're a sneaky, frisky team here now at this point.
Is it possible, as Atlanta trajectory is going up?
Yeah.
Right. You think they're figuring everything out?
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson could lose his starting job. I mean, they're basically splitting carries with Algier already.
So what did he do this week? He did what? Let me look at it right now.
Like
So
30
Bijan Robinson
yards rushing.
He had a touchdown though. I know that. Bijan. Bijan had 15. No, well, dude, they both crushed it. Algier got 105 yards, 18 for 105 for Algier. Robinson had 15 for 95.
Oh man.
Yes.
Okay. I'm still remembering 2 weeks ago when they screwed me on a bet.
But I tell you, Kirk Cousins gets that kind of help now. That's gonna be an issue. They're gonna be one of those teams that look. The NFC is wide open. Well, I say wide open. I mean, I think Detroit's the best team in the conference right now, but Atlanta got some ballers. So, just saying. But yeah, I like Atlanta here to win this game and win and cover. That line feels low to me, to be honest with you. This is my opinion, even in Atlanta. All right, Titans at Bills. Bills are 9-point favorites. The over under is 41. Zach. Now Buffalo did acquire Amari Cooper today.
Yeah. I mean, that is a lot of points.
It is.
But I do believe Tennessee is one of the 3 worst teams in football.
Easily. Well, I don't know. 3 worst teams? There's definitely a bottom 6 or 7 that's definitely have a point. So your bottom, I mean, Patriots definitely there. Panthers definitely there. Dolphins right now before the quarterback gets back definitely there.
I'll play scared. I'll just take the under. Because I don't see the Dolphins as one of the bottom teams if they had their quarterback back.
Well, which he should come back in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
we're hearing. But right now he's not there. So in any case, though, Buffalo will win this game and they'll cover 9 points. I think Buffalo will. I think with Amari Cooper, I think they'll be fired up. This is just the juice they need right now in their offense. It was a sloppy win last night as a Jets, but divisional physics, obviously, you have to respect that too as well. All right. Battle Ohio here. Bengals at Browns. Bengals are 6.5-point favorites. The over under 42. Zach.
Oh, I love the Bengals in this game. I'm done believing that the Browns have any chance in a game with their defense. I'm just done with them. Give me the Bengals.
So here's the thing. Historically, the Bengals have a hard time with the Browns. Historically, in the Joe Burrow era, for the record. But again, things are imploding in Cleveland. They've already traded away Amari Cooper. We were talking before this podcast started today. You believe they're gonna continue selling out parts, not named Deshaun Watson, because no one's gonna take that contract, obviously.
Yeah, I honestly believe Denzel Ward could be traded before the deadline.
So that's why it's tempting to take the Bengals on the points here to cover. But I'm going to take the under in this game because I think the Bengals win this game. But the Bengals are also desperate too as well. But give me the under in this one. Give me under in this one. Because there's a rivalry here too also. I'm thinking the Browns are only get embarrassed. The Browns here's the thing about the Browns, as bad as they are. They are competitive. Outside the one loss against Washington this year and maybe Dallas in week 1, they've been competitive in most of their games. So you got to figure to be competitive here in the divisional game against their state rival. Everything's going on. Yeah, I give me under this one. Bengals win, but give me under. All right. Probably game of the week here. Probably. Texans at Packers. Packers are 3-point favorites. Over under is 47.5, Zach.
As much as I believe Green Bay is a step above them, the easy bet is just take the over. I mean, don't even think about it. Just bet the over. There's going to be a ton of points.
Yeah, I'm the same way too. I think the over is the best bet as well too. This is definitely a big game for perception from both teams. Like I don't think anyone's picking Houston win the AFC or Packers in the NFC necessarily. But this is definitely a positioning game of like, yeah, by the way, don't forget us in the conference. Because we all agree that in the AFC, it's KC and it's Baltimore.
Yes.
In the NFC right now is Detroit. And I'm still going to say San Francisco because once they get healthy, they should be okay.
Yeah. I would even lean towards Green Bay already because you can't trust San Fran's health anymore.
Right. True. I think, I definitely agree with that. The Niners' health might be an issue this time around as opposed to like recent years. But yeah, the over is the best bet here. I do think the Packers win this game though, but I think the best bet's the over, honestly. All right, Dolphins at Colts. The Colts are 3-point favorites. The over under is 44. Zach.
But as long as Tua's not there, Dolphins stand no chance really of putting up more than 10 points. So give me the Colts, and it might get ugly.
Yeah, I see that, but for that reason, also though you said there about Tua not being there, Dolphins scoring more than 10 points. Give me the under on this one. At 44. That's a high number actually for a team that can't score for shit. And Indianapolis is hit or miss. This word also that if Anthony Richardson may be back this week for this starting this week for the Colts again. I I don't know if it's the right move and all, because I tell you what, the Colts offense is much better with Flacco under center, at least consistent, But give me the under in this one. Big game for Miami too, also, because if they can win this game, especially too, I think two will be back next week, the week after rather, and I think Dolphins will be at that point 3-3. Not a bad spot to be in. The only game behind Buffalo with a chance to make some ground, So yeah. I'm sorry. This is a game of the week probably here. Lions and Vikings. Vikings are 1-point favorites. The over under is 50, Zach.
Easiest bet in the world would be first half over. I mean, the Vikings love to jump out to a lead. The Lions always score a ton in the first half. Like, the lock of the century, or at least this season, will be the first half over. So just give me the over for the game.
I'll be honest with you. I think Detroit's the best team in the NFC. I'm there. I don't care about the Vikings' record. Vikings can say, "Well, we're undefeated." Well, this is week going to find out how good you guys are. I love this Detroit team, what they're doing. You're wearing a T-shirt here. You guys see on the YouTube page. He's wearing a T-shirt, the Lions shirt, for example. They're a Super Bowl team. What they do, and obviously the injury to Hutchinson's going to be a big deal. It's going to hurt a little bit, but I do think they can. Not you're not going to replace that kind of production, but I think their team overall is so gelled right now on both sides, all three phases of the football. I think it can offset losing him. If you know what I mean.
No, absolutely. And I think you kind of saw how well the offensive side of the ball is gelled together when you watch Ben Johnson just call all those gadget plays in one game. What was it? 3 different flea flickers. You're using offensive linemen to go out to catch touchdown passes, go for screens. I mean, it was a exciting game.
Yeah. Give me Detroit win this game outright. They win, and I'll be honest with you, they win convincingly this week against Detroit, against Minnesota rather. I'm a believer in this team. I really am. They actually, I won't say it, but they might be the best team in football right now. You have KC and then probably them.
Oh, I mean, if we're going right now over the last 30 weeks, I mean, the two teams that would be battling it out would be Baltimore and Detroit.
Baltimore would be the third team.
I don't even think Kansas City over the last 3 weeks would stand a chance against either of these two teams.
Yeah, Detroit, because if Detroit play Baltimore right now, that's a 50-50 game, in my opinion, at the very least. Same with the Chiefs. They play the Chiefs right now as well, too, because Baltimore can't stop anybody, and Baltimore's offense is going to pick apart the Ravens' defense. So, but give me Detroit win this game outright. All right, and win convincingly as well. Okay, Eagles and Giants. Eagles 3-point favorites over under 43, Zach.
So, if Malik Neighbors plays, I would take the Giants outright to win the game. But I'm gonna take the Giants plus the points.
So you see less than a field goal?
Yeah.
Wow.
But they played Cleveland and almost lost the game just because of special teams and defense.
Yeah.
Against Cleveland. So I'm sorry. The Giants have at least a little more going on than Cleveland.
Problem is New York can't score for shit. It's a problem. They can't score. They can't score. And I think the Eagles need a get-right game, even while winning last week as Cleveland. And I don't know. This is going to be I see it's going to be like a 24-20 game, to be honest with you. Eagles win. So Eagles cover. Barely. In a competitive game. But they need to get right. The Eagles need to get right game. And who knows, this is the fighting game and do it. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I hate the Eagles. Obviously.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. After we're done with this podcast, I'm betting Dexter Lawrence for Defensive Player of the Year.
Kid's amazing.
Again, just every time I think about him as we're talking, it's like, why have I not put money on him yet?
What kind of odds you getting on that? Probably like plus 700, plus 600.
No, I think it was plus like 1,600 still.
What's that? Even better. Shit.
Yeah. No. He was like 4th or 5th down the line.
Because I don't think he'll get any consideration as the Giants win playoff contention, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. So it makes it so worth it.
Yeah. Give me Eagles though. All right. Next one here. Raiders at Rams. The Rams are 6.5-point favorites. The over/under is 43.5. Zach.
Just give me the over. I want to say give me the Rams, but no, give me the over because I think the Raiders will still be able to score points.
Yeah, I'm the same way too. Like I would take the Rams off a bye, but Raiders are weird. Even though they get Adams, obviously that's in the past now. I think Aiden O'Connell's starting again this week, I believe.
Yeah.
43.5 is low enough to say, yeah, over. Why not? Rams. I don't know if they getting guys back this week after the bye. I don't know. Is Cooper Cup back? I don't know.
No, I have no idea.
Or is that Nakua? I don't know. So I'll take the over in that one. All right, we got Panthers at Commanders. Commanders are 7.5-point favorites. The over/under is 51.5. Zach.
You saying 7.5 has made me happy because I've already bet the Commanders at 8.5.
Ooh.
Yes. Yeah.
So then pull the bet back and put in a new one.
No, fuck that. Just make another bet.
Oh, make a second bet.
Yeah, why not win more?
Double down.
Money?
Well, you're such a degenerate. Well, of course, that's your name.
I mean, it makes no sense. If you liked it at a higher one, just bet it again as the line goes down.
Yeah. You got Washington, obviously, right?
Absolutely.
I do too as well. By the way, I feel good about the Commanders even in a loss last week. My thing was, I was talking to Kyle about this on the last episode about how it wasn't just about Washington winning the game for me. They needed to pass a smell test. And I thought the Commanders passed a smell test this week. Like, yeah, we can hang with it. We can hang with the Ravens. We can hang with the Chiefs probably. Not going to beat them, but we look like a team that's on the up and up, and with a couple things to a couple tweaks from the roster and that is the future.
Yeah, maybe if Washington trades for a corner, look out, we might be dangerous.
Absolutely. All right, Washington as well too. All right, how about this one? Niners, Chiefs at Niners. Niners 1-point favorites. Over under 46.5. Zach.
You know what? I feel bad for the Chiefs. You're gonna lose to an undermanned San Fran team, but you're bound to lose. You've caught so many breaks, but Brock Purdy, he's gonna look real good this weekend.
I'm the same way too. I had the Niners as well. Look, the Chiefs not gonna win every game. They're not gonna win every game this year, and they might lose a game this year to a team they shouldn't lose to. They will lose about 3-4 games this year. It's going to happen.
I agree.
This is where it ends this week. My lock of the week this week is going to be the fact that there will not be any unbeaten teams in the league after this week. So give me the Niners as well too to win this game. This is when the Niners make their trek back to the top of the NFC. So there you go. All right,
look up the odds for that, man.
For what?
Minnesota and KC losing.
You think there's a problem on that one now?
There's gotta be a prop.
Find him. If you find that, let me know. I'll bet that shit.
All right.
But I don't know how much you can get on that though, because like, I'll be straight up. I'll be a straight up bet, obviously, because both spreads are 1-point spreads.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So, all right. Jets at Steelers Sunday football. Jets 1.5-point favorites. Over under 38. Jets just acquired Devontae Adams. It's a good move. It helps them out, but I think if your O-line, if you can't improve your O-line, you're fucked anyway, because the O-line sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Give me the under. And if Dexter Lawrence took over that game, what do you think TJ Watt's gonna do?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm taking the over though.
Wow.
For some reason, I think they'll find more than 38 points somewhere. Because the Steelers have those games. They'll be able to score. Those games they'll score. Once in a while, the Steelers will have a game where they'll score 29 points.
I mean, 30. They just did that, right?
Exactly. So, like, the indie games too. I mean, so.
You don't think the Jets defense can show up and shut down Justin Fields?
I can see a defensive pick six here and there that could make this put over the top. So
All right.
I just see it happening there. All right, it's just low enough. That's the thing. It's 38 points. It's low enough. All right, we got two Monday Night Football games this weekend. First one, Ravens at Bucks. Bucks 3.5-point favorites. The over under 48 points. Zach.
The Bucks are the favorites?
No. Baltimore is. Ravens.
Okay. I was about to say, shit, I need to go readjust my bets.
Yeah.
So, yeah, give me Baltimore to cover in this game. You know, the safe bet is to take the over because they always score points. I think they're two of the 5 highest scoring offenses in all of football. So,
Taking the over or taking the Ravens?
no, I'm going to take the Ravens, but because I don't want to be safe on this pick.
Okay. I have Ravens as well too. Also, they continue their dominant winning streak as well. Over the Bucks, I'll tell you, man, they're tough. They're tough.
Oh
And
yeah,
the over is definitely tempting because the Bucks can put up points also too.
exactly.
So,
And the Ravens don't exactly have a great defense.
Yeah.
Especially not against the pass.
Yeah, 48 points though. Oof, I don't know. We'll see. And finally, the next one night football game: Chargers at Cardinals. Chargers 2.5-point favorites. Over under 44 points. Zachary.
We'll take the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very boring offense,
But it works.
but it is productive in the win total.
Yep. And I told you guys when the year started. I believe in Jim Harbaugh, and I told you if this Chargers team's in the playoffs, don't be surprised. You know why? Because everywhere this guy goes, culture changes, and you're already seeing it here.
Yep.
Give me. I like the Chargers win this game too well, but give me the under in this game also, as well. Give me under in this game. I think doing no scoring. I think they'll keep it under 44 points. It's a high number for Chargers game, actually.
Yeah.
Honestly. So, all right, quick before we get you out of here, a quick FSU minute. We had a stress-free weekend. Obviously, there's no game, but we're back now to disastrous FSU football. This week they play Duke. They are currently 3-point underdogs. 43 points is the over/under. Do we get a win here, buddy? Off a bye?
So, you know how I hit an 8-team parlay this past weekend? I want to hit a 9-team parlay with Duke.
Wow.
Yeah. Look, do I believe the offense plays better with the new quarterback? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But again, this is the worst season. This is going to go down as the worst season in FSU history.
Easily.
And I don't even think this is a win. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick FSU just cause I'm gonna go fanboy in this one. Because why not? I have no reason not to pick Duke or whatever. Fuck it. They're already embarrassed as is. You've had another extra week to prepare. New quarterback now. Yeah. They look a little better against Clemson. So maybe.
I think I recall when we hired our head coach, he was supposed to be an offensive genius.
Yeah. What about that? Mike Norvell.
So I don't see anything changing until the head coaching position changes.
You're still on that shit, aren't you?
He had one lucky season when Jordan Travis played out of his mind all season.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, dude has not been a good coach.
Well, depressing season continues, but I'll pray for a win, and I'll just take FSU win just because. So, anyway, Zach, go get your picks. I'll see you tomorrow night as we do our NBA season preview, annual preview every time on the show. Can't wait for it.
Can't wait to tell you where I have LeBron.
I can't wait. Yeah, let's tell you right now. I'm pretty conservative about my rankings every year. This year, I was definitely a lot more progressive on it. Let's put it that way.
I'm gonna bitch you out so hard when you still put LeBron ahead of AD. Oh my god!
Well, get ready, buddy. Yeah. All right, buddy. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay.
All right, man. Yeah. Good night.
All right, brother. Later. All right. Thanks to my boy Zack The Degenerate coming on the podcast. He does every week. Of course, we moved it up one day earlier. As we as we told you earlier, we're going to be doing the Thursday show we normally do on a Wednesday because we're doing the Thursday slot for the NBA season preview. So we got a lot more. So basically, it's good for you guys again because you're gonna get more and more content this week on this feed. So praise God for that, right? I guess But a couple of things I want to touch on before we get out of here. I want to go too long on this one. I got a couple of things I want to touch on. A couple of news items I didn't have a chance to really talk about in the last couple of days. I didn't get a chance to touch on the Tuesday episode of the podcast. So Jerry Jones, obviously you saw what happened on Sunday. Him getting embarrassed. He gets embarrassed by the Detroit Lions, his Cowboys, on his 82nd birthday. The worst loss at Jerry's World, worst home loss since he's been the owner of the Cowboys since 1989, and it also happened on his 82nd birthday. So Jerry Jones does a weekly radio spot every Tuesday, I think on 106.9 or whatever the hell it is, 106.3 The Fan in Dallas, Texas. He does a weekly spot every single week, and they were asking questions about the future of the team, the future of Mike McCarthy, head coach, and whatnot, and his all-in strategy going forward. And Jerry Jones was not having it, man. He went in on the radio host here, so much as to threatening their jobs. Here is the clip from that interview here.
This is not your job. Your job isn't to let me go over all the reasons that I did something and I'm sorry that I did it. That's not your job.
Well, my job is to ask why.
Job, or I'll get somebody else to ask these questions, man.
Jerry, we're trying to figure out why the team is.
I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. You're not going to figure out what the team is doing right or wrong.
That Jerry's in his feelings, brother. Jerry's in his feelings. This shit bothers me. Shit like this bothers me. Because I can understand being mad at losing a game the way you did on your 82nd birthday. And I've been critical of Jerry Jones about his handling of his team, how he loves his team sometimes to a fault. But I've also praised the fact that at least he's an owner that does love his football team, his franchise. A lot of owners out there who own a team, but they don't spend any money. They don't do any of these things to keep their team, in the conversation for titles and relevant and all that kind of stuff. So I've always praised Jerry Jones for being that guy that at least gives a shit about his team. But this is wrong. What Jerry Jones here was, I'm going to say it out loud. What Jerry Jones did was completely fucked up. Completely fucked up. You're going to threaten radio hosts who, by the way, Jerry Jones, are doing their fucking job. They're doing their fucking job, asking the questions. So you want cookie cutter questions here? You want it to be hand-fed, spoon-fed questions just to ease the fan base, to make you happy? Is that the way it should have went down? Really? A billionaire in Jerry Jones. He owns the biggest franchise in the NFL. Some may say the biggest franchise in all of sports. It's certainly argued. And because you don't like the line of questioning, which, by the way, the questioning was fair. It was fair. You decide to go off and threaten their jobs because they did their fucking jobs. That is complete bullshit, Jerry Jones. That's complete bullshit. What are you doing? They're doing their jobs. And to see a billionaire try to, push around himself because he has money and he can make this happen. I'll find someone else to do the job. What? Because they're answering questions that were legit questions, that were real questions? What is the future of the Dallas Cowboys? You're 3-3 right now. You got a head coach right now who's on a lame duck contract right now, whose contract expires at the end of the season. And you guys are right now shitting the bed at 3-3 with a hard schedule ahead of you right now. Those are legit questions, though. Those are legit questions. If you're, and especially Jerry Jones, if you're the owner, the president, the general manager, which you decided to have the tag with all three. You want the tag with all three. You have all three roles. Okay? Which, by the way, nearly everybody in the world who follows the Cowboys disagrees with, for the record. I think it's silly that you're the owner, the president, and GM of this team. And most people believe that you're the reason. First of all, most people, including myself, believe that you're the reason the Cowboys have not gone to an NFC title game in nearly 30 years. You're the moron that decided to fire Jimmy Johnson after winning back-to-back Super Bowls. You're the moron that decided to not try to sign Derrick Henry, who's now an MVP candidate right now this year currently, because you're cheap. Okay? So those questions that was asked in that radio interview were legit questions to be asked. So be mad at yourself. And this is a problem when you have a guy like him who is the judge, the jury, the executioner of the ball club, who has zero self-awareness about what's going on. And you wonder why your team is shit. You wonder why your team has while it's been 12-5 the last 3 years, has a ceiling. You wonder why. This is why. And then you go in and embarrass yourself on a radio station, on a weekly radio hit, and threaten to have guys who are literally just asking questions that everybody wants to know anyway. To every Cowboy fan or non-Cowboy fan alike wants to know what's going on in the Cowboys going forward. And your response is, I can have you guys replaced. That's complete bullshit. You know it. This team ain't going nowhere as long... Look, he can own the team. That's not a problem. This team ain't going nowhere as long as he has all his paws over this team. As long as Jerry Jones is the president and GM of this football team will go nowhere. It will go to the playoffs and be out in the first round or the second round tops. And why? Because I have nearly 30 fucking years of proof of that right now. But that is complete shit, man. Because you don't like the line of questioning. Jerry Jones went straight Donald Trump there, bro. I'm going to call it like it is. He went straight Unhinged, straight Donald Trump. I like the questioning. You need to shut it up now. Really? Come on. That was completely messed up, Jerry Jones. And you know this. You know this. Very, very bad look there. They asked legit questions there. You're in the wrong. And you're offended? Are you offended because your team embarrassed you on your 82nd birthday? And I get that. I totally get that. Detroit came in there and housed you. I totally get that. But to threaten two radio hosts because they're just doing their damn job. That is complete shit. Complete shit. That's a rich boy, rich man trying to push around his weight because he can. And then you wonder why people hate billionaires sometimes. Because of crap like this. Come on, Jerry, do better, man. Do better. You got to do better than that, man. You're in the wrong for that. You're really in the wrong for that. Also, who else is in the wrong for something? President Barack Obama was probably in the wrong for something he said over the weekend as well, too. So he was doing a event. He was canvassing an event with Kamala Harris in Pennsylvania on Friday. And there was some footage of him talking to a bunch of black men / surrogates, want to call it. I think after the event, a small little, it wasn't even a speech. Well, it was a speech, but it was not a speech out for a crowd. It was a small little crowd of people, not even a town hall. There's something like, I guess, either behind closed doors, behind a backstage. And President Barack Obama was very critical of black men and their role in this upcoming election, which, by the way, the election right now, currently, it's dead heat, according to the polls. Dead heat. Barack Obama had some very strong comments about black voters and specifically black men and in their roles in this election. Here's what he had to say here.
thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength, because that's what being a man is, putting women down? That's not acceptable. You're thinking about sitting out or even.
All right, so that was Obama last week, critical of black men, because the polling has showed recently that black men are leaving the Democratic Party or not supporting the Democratic Party. Now, a lot of folks are pissed off at Obama's comments. Are very disappointed about, some from disappointment to just flat out vehemently pissed off. First off, the ones that pissed off, let's be real here, the ones that pissed off, honestly, were probably not voting for Kamala Harris anyway. So spare me the just being mean, just being like, oh my God, spare me. You weren't voting for her anyway. Let's be real about that. But I do feel two ways about what he said. I really do. No doubt about it. His comments were condescending, mean, dare say ignorant. He's in the wrong for what he said there. What he said was wrong. Okay? And I'm surprised he hasn't even apologized for it yet, to be honest with you. However, on the other side too also, and it's not even me defending him, because again, he was wrong. This is the first time I've ever heard Barack Obama on record say something that's not politically correct. And I guess someone appreciate that. Because on one hand, as someone who's a moderate voter, and by the way, I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris. I'm a black man, vote for Kamala Harris. So that message wasn't towards me. But I can understand black men feeling very offended by what he said. Because the fact of the matter is, we're not a monolith. We do what we want to do. Why is it the assumption that if I don't vote for Kamala Harris is because it's misogyny? Why can't it be that I don't like her policies, or that I don't like the direction the party's going, or that I actually like Donald Trump? Why can't it be something as simple as that? Why does black men have to be part of the people say the Democratic plantation, want to call it? I think it's whatever. Why can't it be that I don't like his policies? Now, for record, I'm not in that camp. I'm voting for Kamala Harris, so that doesn't matter. But for Obama to sit there and be condescending in itself is flat wrong. Now, I will say to black men who are on the fence about who to vote for, that's one thing if you vote for Trump because you love the policies and you are Republican, you're conservative, and that's fine. And for the record, I've always defended black conservatives for having the right to feel how they feel. Again, when we're not a monolith. We vote for who we want to vote for. At the same time, if you're on the fence, you need to ask yourself why you not vote for Kamala Harris, and why is Donald Trump more appealing to you? And is there something that's missing from the Democrats that the Republicans are offering to you? And really be honest about it too also. And I say this to someone who's a former Republican, for the record. So I've gone the other way politically in my journey. I've come from a conservative background, and I'm now more a moderate, some would say a little slightly left. If that's what to call it, that's fine. But you need to answer that question for yourselves. But I don't like what Obama did here. And to boot, it's not like the numbers of blacks going to Trump or Republican Party is a new thing. This has been a trend really for the last, say, 4 or 5 cycles. So I saw some numbers recently. I did think some numbers up here. So in 2008, 95% of the black populace voted for Obama in 2008. In 2012, it dipped to over 5+%. So while 90% of blacks did vote for Obama / the Democrats in 2012, 5% of those same black men left the party, didn't vote that way. Okay. Another 5% plus drop in 2016 with Hillary on the ticket. And then another 5+% drop of black men with Joe Biden on the ticket. So it's clearly not misogyny at this point here, because 3 or 4 of those electoral elections, rather, were male. 08, 12, and 20. Obama twice, and Joe Biden. So you can't blame misogyny on that one, because it's not a new trend that started this year based on the polling. This is a trend that started in 2008 when Barack Obama was president of the United States, became president of the United States in 2008, 2009. So instead of blaming misogyny as the reason why black men are leaving the party, figure out why it's happening. I've said time and time again, one of the problems Democrats continue to have is definitely a problem here in the state of Florida. Okay? It's bad messaging. People say this is a red state, and maybe it's so. Maybe there's a lot of red in here. But on policy, it's a lot more progressive to give credit for. Again, this is the same state that's about to vote marijuana illegal. First of all, it's recreation. Right? First of all, medicinal marijuana right now is a thing now. It has been for the last 5 or 6 years. Okay? In the state of Florida. We are on the verge of becoming recreational marijuana. By the way, Amendment 3, vote yes, please, on that, for medical marijuana to be the law of the land here in Florida. Okay? We're also the same state that people make fun of being a red state that also voted for $15 minimum wage, which is currently going up every year, and by 2026 will be the law of the land as well too. So you can't tell me, and those things, by the way, are very progressive policies. So you can't tell me that this is just a red state like in Alabama or Mississippi or West Virginia. No. The problem in Florida and why Democrats don't do well here has nothing to do with the fact that it's liberal conservative. It's the fact of the matter, the Democratic Party has a problem with messaging here. And I've been saying this for years now. We haven't had a Democratic governor here since 1998, Lawton Childs. We had a couple of senators for a while. I think Bill Nelson was a senator maybe about 6 years back. But for the most part, most of the state's been mostly red. In the governorship, in most of the Senate races, it's been mostly red. And I'm sorry, it's easy to just blame all this red state. Mr. Red State, no big deal. Red state. No, it's not that simple. I think the Democratic Party has lost the plot with people in the state in this state. Not that the state can't get it back, but there is something that got lost between 2004, 2008, and to now. And this has been going on. This actually trumps Trump, honestly. Trump has exacerbated it. But this is a trend that's been going on for a long time. And with black men going to Democrat, going from Democrats to Republican now, or just going independent, Democrats need to ask themselves, what are they doing wrong? By the way, Democrats, black men still, despite that, are the second biggest loyal demographic to vote Democrat, behind black women, of course. And by the way, Barack Obama, for all that shit he was talking about black men, I dare him to do that to a white demographic, to white liberals. I dare him. So I'm actually quite disappointed. It's been about 3 or 4 days since that leak came out on that, and he hasn't apologized. I'm sorry. And again, there are some black men that are whining and crying about it, and the ones that are whining and crying about it, most of them are already voting for Trump or not voting for Kamala, and a lot of that's disingenuous, and I get all that. But even so, well, Obama was wrong. What's wrong is wrong is wrong is wrong. End discussion. And I love Obama. I think Obama was a very good president. Doesn't mean he's a deity. Doesn't mean he's never at fault something. He's a human being, and I'm going to call people out that do wrong. The people I love, I will call who they do wrong. End discussion. So that's just that. All right. One last thing we get out of here. was having a conversation with my wife earlier today because Taylor Swift is coming down here to South Florida. He's going to be doing 2 shows here on Friday and Saturday this week. I'm not going to any of them, of course. But a lot of my friends are going to that show. One or two of those shows, or both of those shows. And my wife actually had the opportunity to go to a show, but she said no. She was not willing to pay $300 for a ticket. And I was talking about this. I was saying, because her and I are really big music heads, and we were talking about this. And I was saying to her, like, like, I still don't get it. Like, I understand that she's huge. She's the biggest star in the world right now in music, without question. And I was saying, but I don't. Maybe since I'm not the audience, obviously, so I guess that's where I'm lost in that one. But it's amazing how people are willing to pay that kind of money or more to see her. And she goes, yeah, because she just people just love her. She's relatable. And I was thinking about this recently too, and this came to head today when talking to her on the phone about this. Taylor Swift might be the 4th phenomenon we've ever seen in music history. Here's what I mean by that. So, from what I can remember, certainly in the modern day, to me, there have been, in my opinion, and most people actually probably share this opinion too also, when it comes to popular music as a whole, there have been probably 3 phenomenons we've ever seen in the history of music. You had the Beatles phenomenon, of course, when they came to America, especially, and what they've done. You have Elvis Presley and what his influence on music and rock and roll. And you have Michael Jackson and what he did to pop music, not just here in America, but also worldwide. And to this day, you know how big he is. Okay, those 3 acts not only are the 3 biggest phenomenons in history of music, in my opinion, they're also the biggest selling artists in history of music. Those 3, Beatles, Elvis, and Michael, are the 3 biggest selling artists in history of music. That's data. That's fact. Taylor Swift might be the 4th, because this isn't just a new thing now. The last 5 years or a couple of years that she's been big. She's been very big for the last 10, 12, probably close to 15 years. I mean, I was hearing about her back in 2009 when she was on MySpace, when she was, and it's funny because I'm following this I'm looking at this phenomenon to grow and grow and grow. And even though I don't understand, I do understand it, but I don't understand it because I don't find her. She's very talented. I'm just saying that she's very talented. I just don't know. For a long time I couldn't understand. I couldn't understand why she's as big as she is. But then it hit me finally. First of all, there's a real case for it. Number one, you can't hate the girl. She's a sweetheart of a person. She's not my cup of tea musically, or my go-to. But I think the reason why people like her so much, and I think the reason why I like her also too, I like a couple songs here and there, obviously, but I think because she's as authentic as they come when it comes to artists and whatnot, and how they are perceived. Are they relatable? Like, Beyonce's a phenomenal entertainer, but no one ever found Beyonce relatable. I made this comparison about a year ago on this podcast about how, like, Rihanna and Beyonce, the difference between the two, and that while both are really big names and big artists and certainly legendary, whatever, the difference between the two in perception wise is that if you found which of the 2 artists would you think you would see at a Walmart or a Target randomly, Beyonce or Taylor Swift, or Beyonce or Rihanna? And everybody agreed it's Rihanna. And guess what? It both the same well for Beyonce and Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is very relatable. Like, as big as she is, I can imagine her being down the street at my Walmart across the street from my house. And it wouldn't surprise me. Her story is relatable. She's relatable. And people like relatable and authentic. As big as she is. And she's a nice person also, too, on top of that. She gave her road crew $100,000, I think last year at one point, just because she wanted to. She's a nice person. She seems very relatable, very sweet, very nice. Seems like a really, really legit person in general. And I think that's why people gravitate to her, because her story and what she writes about is relatable. So I think that's a phenomenon. And I think Taylor Swift might be the fourth phenomenon. I'm not ready to co-sign this yet, but when I look at Elvis's career and Michael's career and the Beatles' career, and look at the way how big they were, and how long they're big for, and the name value and the impact on culture, Taylor has kind of the same tentacles in the same way those three had, in music and culture, whatever, same thing. Taylor Swift now is drawing people from the NFL and all this stuff. And the NFL feels a need to always show her on TV when she's there. The same impact Elvis had, the same impact Beatles had, Michael had. So she really might be the fourth phenomenon in history of music. And hey, listen, she'll be out here in concert this week, and she'll be a good show. I mean, I'm not going to go, obviously, but it doesn't surprise me. She's that damn big. She's really big. And I saw also too on her world tour, I questioned how big she was outside the States. No, she's pretty big outside the States also too. She broke Michael's record for most sellouts in one sitting at Wembley Stadium recently, but 8 sellouts at Wembley. Michael had the record at 7 for a long time. So yeah, this girl's big. This girl is huge. So yeah, look, she may not be my cup of tea musically speaking. Well, a couple songs here and there, but definitely in the case of Taylor Swift, put respect on her name. Definitely. So anyway, that would do it today's podcast again for Wednesday, October 16, 2024. Thank you, Zach, once again, come on the show for do the best bets. Look out for our NBA preview coming tomorrow on the podcast, and more content coming on the feed. I'm on Twitter or X, as you call it, at EJ Christian 7. Check out my YouTube page, of course, at youtube.com/Earnest Christian. All my content is there. And all the podcasts I'll be doing, got a lot more stuff coming up. I'm going to be dusting out my wrestling podcast, wrestling retro podcast very soon. Finally, probably if the election's over, because then I can actually get back to a normal schedule again of shows. But other than that, take care. God bless y'all. And we will talk to you guys soon. And go Mets. Game 3 starts tonight. Go Mets. See ya. Thank you.